2, 3. Yeah, quorum is 7.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
Barton is here. I'm gonna move him.
Who?
Barton.
Oh, okay.
Okay, great.
Okay, you can get started.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Land Use Committee virtual meeting for Monday, April 4th, 2022. Let's have the call to order. Okay, let's do the roll call. Patty Potter,
Here.
Bill Skiles,
Here.
Richard, not here yet. Cindy,
Present.
Barton,
I'm here.
very good. I'm here too. Burge,
Present.
thank you. Kathy Thomas,
Here. I'm here.
okay. Richard's not here. Nina Royal, Liliana Sanchez, Stephanie Mines,
Yeah, Stephanie's in Hawaii. She said she would try to log on if she could, but
okay. And Arson, not here.
not here.
So we do have a quorum. So let's get started. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of March 7th?
All motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Let's take the vote. Patty Potter,
Yes.
Bill Skiles,
Yes.
Richard's not here. Cindy,
One question, go ahead.
do you approve the minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, we should have had discussion, shouldn't we? Oh, well. Barton,
Yes.
And you also need public comment.
about the minutes.
Yes,
Shall I stop the vote now?
yes.
Should I,
Okay.
do you want me to put the minutes up?
I don't know if you need to do that, but we need to let people know how to raise their hand, use the
Okay.
raise hand feature.
Okay, I'm doing it on a cell phone. And so,
And that's *9 if they wish to raise their hand. And then we'll unmute them. We have 4 people in the audience, so I want to make sure that they,
Okay. But if they're on the computer, they just raise their hand, right?
correct, they use the raise hand feature.
So can we tell if they're on the telephone, you hit *9
Mhm.
and that will indicate somebody here, the host will see it and unmute them or
Yeah.
ask them to unmute themselves.
I'm
and if
gonna-
they,
I'm
if
gonna
they're,
allow
um,
them to talk, and so they can speak up. That will help.
okay,
Okay.
the way it works on my phone is, if I tap the avatar for my avatar, it brings up a menu at the bottom of the screen to mute or unmute, and to raise hands or lower hand.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like everybody has a microphone, so that gives me the indication that everybody's on the computer or not. Well, anyway, nobody has a hand raised or anything like that, so
Correct. So sorry for that, but I want to make sure we clear that up. So
Thank you.
now we can go back to voting. Thank you.
Okay,
Do we know that the 4 attendees can hear us? Have we checked that out yet?
okay, let's do that. I still don't have the hang of this thing. Can one of the, let's say, I don't know who Haley Carroll is, but can you
Yeah,
hear
we
us?
can hear you. Yes,
Great.
ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great.
I can hear you too.
And who was that?
That was Mark.
Oh, well, Mark, you're in the panelist side anyway.
Okay. We got down as far as me. Bursch?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Kathy?
Yes. No, abstain. I wasn't here last time.
Okay. Stephanie's not
the-
here and Arson is not here.
Got a question. Why is Mark on the attendee side and not participant side?
I can move him.
That's a
I
great
mean, I
question.
just question. I didn't.
He
I don't
he
know if that's
probably,
right.
he probably clicked in on Cindy's, her email log,
Could be.
thing.
Okay. Hi, Mark.
Okay, we have 6 yes and 1 abstain. I believe the motion carries. The
Yeah.
motion passes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Do we have any announcements or updates?
Yes, this is Cindy, and I have an announcement that Plan Check NC will be meeting via Zoom this Saturday morning. If you have an interest in finding out about the updates from the city planning department, this is a great opportunity. The planning team for Healthy Buildings and Healthy Places will be meeting with Plan Check at 10 a.m. and that's at this Saturday, which is the 9th of September. And it will be followed by a negotiation skills workshop also.
9th of
And-
April.
Yes. Mhm. And thank you very much. You can see the details at plancheckncla.com. Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Are there any other announcements or updates?
Why am I looking at the wrong thing here? I'm just trying to look at the agenda. And I don't know if this is the place to say it, but I'm going to anyway. There's a council file that was passed 21. I'm sorry, let me get to my computer again. 21-0112. And I just don't know. I actually brought it to somebody else's attention that is close to that area, and whether it means anything or not, I don't know if anybody can tell me what it really means or if we should look into it. Well, I mean, it's passed, so it's done. It's to do with, I'm trying to bring it up here. Sorry, everybody. Or actually, maybe this might go into item C and G. Never mind. You know what? I have this under C. Never mind.
Okay,
Cindy, did you have anything to say in this area or not?
Since I gave my announcement.
Okay,
Is that what we're on? Thank you.
Well-
yeah,
we're still on announcements. Yeah. Okay.
okay. If that's all, let's move to item 5. General discussion and possible action on the following topics. A is a review of past approvals, etc., and get status of the project. Each LUC member can be assigned 1 or 2 approved projects to contact with update on the progress or lack of progress. And you, I believe you sent everybody a copy of your completed projects.
No, I don't think I did. I just was wondering how we could handle this. This is, some of the projects, and Cindy might chime in and say more what she wants to say. Some of the projects, such as the gas station up on Creemore, they haven't done anything. They haven't moved forward with it. These are projects that have been approved, and even determinations letters have been done by the city, but they haven't gone anywhere with it. Instead of sitting there looking like an eyesore, we thought that we should check up on, call the owners or the reps and see what's going on and find out why it's at a standstill for so long.
Okay. Do you have
Correct.
contact numbers for these owners?
Yeah, I do have a list, and it has the reps and the owners' names on it. If you look at it, I mean, I could send this spreadsheet. I'm assuming everybody has Excel and they would be able to open it. But right now, would each member be willing to take on this project? Community member.
Well, is there another way of doing it besides calling the individual owners?
Well, you can also check with the city planning department to see. I think for today's meeting, if we could just describe a few of them and then see where we go. In particular, the ones that are of the most interest to folks. The gas station was mentioned. That's a proposed Arco gas station at Creemore and Foothill. I did see some folks walking the property about a week ago. So perhaps it's moving along, but it would, we don't know the details.
Okay.
The other is there was an approval for a alcohol license at the Verdugo liquor store, moving it from that liquor store to immediately next door. And I don't think anything has been done with that. It would be nice to know if they do plan to make that move and what the timeline might be. The 7937 really wasn't an application, but the building caught on fire, and I wonder when that might be returned to what it was or improved.
What was that one? I don't remember that one.
That one's across from the McDonald's in Sunland.
Oh, okay. Well, trying to find information on that. I've been digging that for 6 months. They are doing something more to it, as you can see. They were storing big rigs there, and was there that their conditional use does not allow. Now they've got it paved with parking stripes.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
So, when you said we could check with city planning, well, that's almost impossible to do. I mean, I don't, other than looking to see what permits they've taken out. Other than that, I have no idea what to check with them, how to check with them.
Okay, well,
That's a good one. Okay, that's at Foothill and Leolang.
yeah, in terms of breaking things up amongst,
Yeah.
So it's not all
Yeah.
on one person.
Gotcha.
I'm just, pointing out a few of them, and
Okay.
if there's an interest, then they can go from there.
Okay, Kathy has her hand up.
Thank you, Betty. I'm not familiar with what that list that you're talking about on Excel. I looked through your past emails and there aren't any Excel that I see.
No, I have not sent it.
Oh, all right. And can you talk, I mean, I think the way I understand what you're trying to suggest is that each one of us on the board chooses one or two projects that we will see on that Excel list and then become responsible for making updated announcements at the meeting on those projects. Is that what do I understand that?
Yes, that's the way
Yes.
I see it.
Yes. And
And if we needed some help, is there any guidance of how to sort of I'm new at that part.
Well, we can ask each other. That's why we're talking about it here. And I was going through mentioning a few of the locations, and like, for example, the property where the Ralph's is in Sunland has all of its approvals now. It's signage upgrade, everything. And it would be nice to follow up and find out, is there any movement with any companies coming in? Because that was the reason why they weren't getting leases. So now that they have their approvals for the signage, is there a timeline when that might take place? These are just examples, and you just make inquiries to find out, and just keep it simple. Simple question, take a few minutes of time to do. So yeah, Patty has a very detailed list, and it's done very well. And then we'll just keep up with it as we go for those who are able to take on some of these locations. So it's gonna, I guess we don't want 2 and 3 people calling the same place, but so we'll probably have to coordinate that. But once I think you see the list, you'll get kind of get the idea.
Okay, I like that. It sounds like a good idea.
Okay, I'll be working on that. The list I have is, I keep 2 lists, one of open projects and another list of closed projects. And so I'm gonna go through and tab the ones at the bottom anyway, and get them out to everybody, and everybody can tell me which ones they would like to tackle. If that's okay,
Yeah.
we'll go from there.
Okay. I think the one you have on here, Topanga Canyon Place, the car wash, I think that's completed and open, but I don't think their sign is completed. But so I don't know that contacting them is necessary.
Oh, yeah, and some of them on my list, I wasn't even sure if they did anything, because I was going by when I've driven Topanga Canyon Place. What was that?
That's 6477 Foothill. It's right underneath, I think, where the gas station is. So,
Okay, Kathy has her hand up.
I'll look for that, see what it is. Okay,
So not seeing the list, I mean, it obviously it'd be good. Do we wait until the next meeting and then set aside some time at our meeting for each of us? Or will you send us all the list? And
I'm
is
gonna-
that,
I'm gonna send you the list, and then you can look at it and email me back who you'd like, and then we'll finalize at the next meeting.
so the question is if you send us the Excel by email, is that in compliance with the Brown Act, or do we have to post that list as well?
Good question. I have no idea.
Cindy?
these are all projects we've seen before, so there's, everything gets posted, and so that's really not an issue.
That's true, yeah, because there are things that we've already approved. There's nothing that we have not approved or supported, I should say, not approved. There are things that we have supported, so it's already, we've seen them, it's been public, we gave our public opinion, and we're just kind of following up on it as a courtesy to the city or to the Sunland-Hunga people, so they don't have to look at a empty lot a lot.
Do we want to, once we make the announcement, then will that go into the minutes so that people who are curious about a site,
Yes,
for example, at 1234 Main Street, there, someone in the community arbitrarily might be interested in,
yes,
and then they can say, oh, well, somebody at the land use has looked into it and that's the update. Would that then be where the community goes? Is that the repository of information about activity in our area?
Yeah,
well, okay, yes, yes.
Okay, and so obviously the next question is if our minutes are going to be a repository, do we have an index so that if somebody is interested in a property and they go to February 2nd, 2021, and it's not there, how do they find out which meeting we actually, there was an update?
That means there wasn't an update. It's, oh.
we're
Now
just-
you're wanting, now I don't want to do this, Kathy, because you're making too much of it.
Well, these are the questions that are going to come up, so we might just think
Well,
about them.
well, we
Who's
just
gonna
wanna
bring them?
post
I
it.
don't know.
We'll just post it, and if people have an interest, they'll see the sheet, and they'll
Yeah.
see the feedback. That's all posted on our website.
So we will have that Excel sheet, and possibly there might be a little line item that says an update was mention, and then an X or something on this particular date. And put
Yeah,
a
but
date in.
that spreadsheet is not going to be posted online.
Oh,
I tell you that right now. First of all, you all know I can't type and you all know I can't spell. So there's a lot of spelling. This is a list that I made to keep current what we have to, the land use still needs to look at, or, one of us says, well, what happened to that? Or if somebody comes up and asks us, I have something because it's just too much to put on the website. And
So we'll have it in our minutes. when we
yeah,
run it.
if they don't find it, they can call one of us and ask.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, the next thing is, there is vacancies on the LUC. We have 11 members. We have 11 members. We have one alternate. We are allowed, we can have 3 more alternates.
Oh,
There is I think I've got that right, don't I? Let's see, I looked it up half hour ago and now I've forgotten. No, I guess we can need, yeah, we have 11 regular members, voting members, and then 4 alternates. Right now we have 1 alternate. No, is it 3, Cindy, or 4? Jesus Christ, you think I remember this stuff.
Well, we have 4 alternates positions. I believe we have 1 or 2 vacancies. You tell me on that.
Okay, so there's a total of 3 alternates we get.
4.
4, okay, so we have 3 vacancies, yes, correct. So if anybody's interested in being an alternate, there is a application form that they need to fill out and turn in to us. And they can always email me at patipstnc@ca.rr.com. So any of you alternates that are interested in this, please keep us in mind, okay? You've seem like you're all interested in something that you're at the meeting, so.
Yeah, that's for our attendees, yes.
Yes, the attendees, yeah.
okay. What's the mechanism for getting the code of, when you say ethics, that's the code of conduct, right?
No. The training, there's a training requirement for planning committee members. So that's called Planning 101. When they next have the training class, it will be announced, and there'll be a method where you go into a program online called Cornerstone and take the training, and then it captures your name so that they know that you, as a member of the land use committee for Sunland Tujunga, have taken the required training. It's about an hour long, and the other trainings that the board members are required to take are not required by the land use committee. It's just the Planning 101. However, the board of the neighborhood council this term is requiring all committee members to sign off on the code of conduct. So that's a statement, and that you sign it and submit that in to the board.
Okay, so all of us have to do that, right?
Yes, it's a simple process.
Okay,
So I should get a copy of that so I have it on my computer and show it when people ask then, huh?
Yes, that would be
Okay.
nice. Yeah, that'd be great.
I do know there's an ethic thing, but we're not required to take that. Am I correct on that if you're not on the board?
That's correct. However, it would be wise and it would be good to take, because things such as if you are in the same vicinity as a project, or if you do business with somebody who has a project that comes before the land use committee, those things are all covered under ethics training. So it's very important, and you might want to take it anyway. And you can take ethics training anyway through the state of California. But Dunn has a link to it, and we can get that for you, Patty. So that
Okay,
you get it in the minutes.
Okay, I need to do that too. Okay, item C, potential HHH housing at 10150 Hill Haven Apartment.
Betty, I had my hand up for that.
Oh, I'm
comment.
sorry, I missed it.
Okay, I had a question. A couple of months ago, there was a long discussion about whether the land use committee members should sign the document because they felt that they might be putting themselves in a awkward situation. And I didn't know that that's been resolved or not, but is there, they wanted some wording on the certification changed. Did anything come of that, or are the land use committee members being asked to sign a certificate and as well take the ethics class? Is that different?
No, they're not asked to take the ethics training. However, I think that everyone should. I think it's good training. That's like a 2.5 hour training, and it's very long, and you have to sit through it to get your certificate. The two required trainings are a code of conduct statement and signing off on it, that we're going to all be respectful of each other in our meetings and in our conduct, in working together and working with representatives who come before us, and in working with representatives of the city. And then the other required training is the Planning 101 training, and that's a new requirement, so that board members understand the planning and land use process. And it's not a very long training, and it's done on a video basis. So, and then but you take it through this link to Cornerstone so that they can capture that you did take it.
Is
And
this the one we took just a month or two ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
probably, because we were taking multiple, they've kind of been a little mixed up in how they've presented it, but I think they've got a better handle on it now. And so now they have a time limit to take it by when they provide it. And right now, we don't know what the next date is set up. And they have put a requirement that if we don't take it as committee members, then we wouldn't be able to vote on recommendations. So that's how that goes. And there is a record. You can go to the STN, you can go to the empowerla.org/STNC, and you can see where all of our names are kind of towards the bottom underneath the board. And you can see all the members of the land use committee who have taken it that they have a record of.
yeah, Kathy, you are noted as taking it. And there's 2 members, and I've hooked them both up with Kenneth or Kyle, and he's getting with them, either make sure they have a password and this and that. So that should be taken care of very shortly in the last 2. Okay. So is that what you're asking, Kathy? Were you asking about the code of conduct? Because they were changing that around, weren't they, Cindy?
It's Kathy here. Debbie Blake was the one who I think had some really good, very intense questions. And I haven't heard that topic come back up since that night a while back.
So the code of conduct is the same as it's been for 2 or 3 years.
Okay,
It is going to be reviewed by the Board of Neighborhood Commissioners in the coming months or so forth, because there's been some talk of updating it. But for now, it is what it is.
okay. So that's basically what it is. I don't know which Debbie was talking about, Kathy, and it might have been the Planning 101 because she felt she did not need to take it. But that's a moot point as far as that goes right now. So we're not going into that. So,
Okay, Bert, you have your hand up?
Yes, I just want to know if we are aware, or do we know the dates of these webinars? Are they decided or not yet?
I'm sorry, the what?
the days of these webinars, the planning 101?
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Thanks.
Not the new dates, but you can take, if you haven't taken it, you take it anytime. There's no dates. You need to take it. Is that what you mean, Burge?
So are they available online all the time?
You can,
Yes.
yes, you can
Okay.
watch it, but to get credited for it, you need to do it through the Cornerstone, which is what Patty was saying. Kyle at Empower LA
Right.
connects those.
Yes, of course, I want to be credited, so I don't want to spend time and then I get no credit. I think that's what happened last time also.
Yeah,
Right.
no, right now, Burge did, let's see, I think you told me you have the Cornerstone and all that, or did Kyle send you the thing on how to get
Yes,
into
I
it?
did. And
Okay.
I'm going to take it next week. But if there is no dates available, so probably I have to wait for the dates until
No,
it's going to.
just take it anytime.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay, great.
thanks. And am I going to receive a confirmation at the moment or?
I believe you get a certificate through when you're going through.
Yeah, if I remember right, I got through and then I go, well, it didn't ask me if I want the certificate. Then I go back on the main screen and it asks you, do you want a certificate? Something like that.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Okay. And you could, you can print it out if you want, but it
Okay.
just puts them on the line too. Okay.
Sure, I will. Sure, I will.
Okay, 5C, potential HHH housing and also the ethics and how it would relate to, oh no, I skipped a line. Housing at 10150 Hillhaven Apartments, between Valmont and Apperson. We need to get someone from LA Housing to see if things have changed to permanent supportive housing. Does anybody want to follow up on that?
Yeah, I just tell you, the reason that I brought this up is I saw that the Council File 210112 was voted on, and I don't really understand it, but it does mention, in fact, let me share my screen if you don't mind.
Okay,
Share screen. Shoot, now why isn't it up? I have it up, but it's not showing here. They do it this way then. Okay, do you guys see that? Homeless and
Yes.
property, okay.
no, we see your directory.
Why is that? Okay,
First off,
I'm gonna go to screen share. And the only things I see open, oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. How about now? Everybody see it now?
yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay. It talks about, I just happened to look at this and it's I'm not going to say I understand any of this until I was reading down and got down to 10150 Hillhaven. City loan not to extend $1,620,000. So that's an apartment building that we did. Well, we supported except for the parking and something else to do with the bicycle racks and all that. The building has been taken. It started actually before COVID. It's still got another couple of months me looking. It looks like it's gonna be that long, at least for it. But does that mean that it's going to be somewhere up here, it talks about permanent or intermediate housing? So does anybody understand this thing?
so this is-
Go ahead,
Hey,
Richard.
can you send it to us and we can spend the next 2 weeks reading it through and kind of figuring it out?
Okay.
All right.
Because when I just want to know, when we have a project in front of us for an apartment building, is that something we should take under consideration, that we know it's going to be
we don't know.
they call it a home key program.
I mean, there was no signal that it was going to be one. I think
Yeah.
that may have been a comment that came up, but that's maybe the reason they do it this way is so that people who might object to it don't get a chance to object, like it's housing. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
like Trojan horse, whatever, like, hey, you liked, we sold you that families were gonna move in here and there's gonna be people like, for local residents, and then no, it's a larger program that's taking it over. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about this. I don't know what we could have added to have prevented this kind of thing.
So I have a question. Does it state here permanent supportive housing? I don't recall seeing that.
Well, I did. That's what, related to funding of state's home key project and related items recommended. I saw somewhere,
Because permanent supportive housing is what we have at Day Street,
that's what I thought.
which is behind Tommy's. And that is a whole entire apartment building that is for permanent supportive housing. When people move in there, it's their home, and and there's someone there all the time, and there are
Resources.
thank you, for them. So this apartment building on Hillhaven, it doesn't look like, I mean, I remember I looked it up. They have only 6 units that are intended to be affordable. So I'm kind of surprised that it would be on this list. But
Well,
it's a
yeah.
report by somebody, and so that's probably why.
well, yeah, they use the affordable housing to get the exemptions from the zoning code to get it built to a certain
Right.
standards, whatever. But even if it's not designated as affordable, if this program buys it out, they use it for the program, which is affordable housing.
Can you scroll down to page 2, Patty?
Oh,
Yeah, see where the summary is. Keep going. More. Okay. Stop.
So what were you gonna, I think you were gonna finish with something, Richard.
no, I wanted to point, there was a question about what the loan was for. I'll be honest with you, I don't see the link to this document, so I'm sure it's on the council file number, and I'll look for it now, but if it's what I think it is, then they get funding and they use it to leverage loans for the purchase of their properties, so they can,
Right.
they can stretch the dollar. So I think that might just be the capital they're putting down for the loan for the property.
Who,
And
It's not-
the owner of the property or the city is paying that?
I think the city is purchasing the property with some amount of assets and some amount of loans.
So it looks to me like in this case, for this address, 1.6 million, is that right?
Yeah,
That doesn't sound like a lot of money.
No,
no.
I
The,
think it's a gap loan of some sort so that those 6 units can go to the subsidized housing. It's a trade-off
so-
because the developers have to be able to fund somehow this development. How many units are in that, by the way?
I think 33. Sorry, I should have looked that up.
All right, so 6 units doesn't sound, that would be more, that's 20% or so, maybe 25%. So the more units that they set aside that they don't get to use for market, then the more funding and the, I call it swapping, the city is looking to incentivize these people so that they can have more housing opportunities for the low income and lower income families and people, residents.
So when I looked at the council file, there were resolutions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't tell that Hillhaven made it into it, but maybe you can, I don't know. But it
Well-
looks like it's these other addresses in the other parts of the city, but I could be wrong. So anyway,
Okay,
So
well,
what is the question, Patty,
Well-
about showing us?
I just never seen this before, and it's an accident that I happened to along this. So I'm wondering how many other apartment buildings are they doing in the town? I mean, I'm all for low income and all that, but I'm not sure about homeless. Oh, I know. What brought to my attention, somebody on Facebook said, hey, this is up for homeless. Let's make sure that it goes to our local homeless people. Because a lot of people had a problem with that Day Street. A lot of them said that nobody that was homeless from Sunland to Hunga got in there.
Well,
I don't
we've
know if they can,
down that road before and they can't do that.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I was talking to just one person I know, but they probably didn't let her in because she was still a drug addict and she wasn't going to give up that. So
So-
you know how they'll spill the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Facebook is not really a reliable source of information anyway.
Well, no, but that's what made me look up this file. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't know
Yeah.
anything about it. And I just think, we should be able to have some kind of say on this $1,620,000.
Well,
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why?
You
What
know,
kind of,
this is just so, on permanent supportive housing, there's a nonprofit involved typically, unless something's changed that I'm not aware of. And the nonprofit oversees the intake of persons to the location. So that would, I would think, unless it's a different program, because it talks about the Home Key program.
Right.
The Home Key program was the use of hotels and motels to get folks off the street during COVID. I don't know. I could be wrong. That may still be continuing. And then they use the word here in the council file, interim and permanent supportive housing. So maybe I would be a little surprised that this apartment building would be interim. I don't know that it can be permanent supportive without the link to the nonprofit to be able to supervise it, but maybe it can be, I don't know. So there's a lot of questions, but I don't know that it made it in the group, so.
Okay, well, I just was wondering if anybody else could explain this to me. That's really I was just kind of wondering about that, not that, Okay, well, if anybody does hear anything more about this Home Key, it's just something that I thought we should be aware of for future projects and possibly, I don't know. So, okay, well, we discussed it and not really sure what's going on. So, okay, thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Thank you.
Item 6, public comments on non-agenda items under the committee's jurisdiction. Shall I open it up to the committee members first or the public?
Public.
Yeah, I would like to know if any of these people, the attendees, have a special purpose that they came with, that we could address. So I guess it would fall under that, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
So does any of the attendees have any questions or comments? Nope.
Okay, well, we appreciate them being here and hope that they have, enjoyed being on the meeting. And if they do have any questions, they can connect with us later, I guess, or come to
Yeah.
the meeting.
Okay. All right, we keep having the speaker on the zoning code,
Yeah.
recode LA. Do we want to follow up on that? Or do we want to just postpone it indefinitely?
You know what, you can leave it off, and when it gets arranged, then we'll make a date.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, open applications for future meetings. 6915 Foothill. Conditional use beverage and extended hours of operation. I believe that was Arnie's project, and he's going to, hopefully they're going to return 10105 Commerce retaining wall, 6724 to 6736 Foothill, a drive-through Starbucks restaurant, 7361 Foothill, order to comply regarding patio covering, which may already be resolved, and 6456 Alcott, a subdivision. The next meetings will be April 18th, May 2nd, and May 16, 2022.
Yeah, I got that wrong on there.
Do we have any other
So
issues?
I have a question. If Patty or Betty, if you know, do you expect there to be presentations for the April 18th meeting?
No, I don't. We talked about that last week because that's the day after Easter.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, because I have talked to all these people except for Alcott. He's been hanging out for a year now. I did talk with the rep for the 6915, asking her, and she says they're not ready. I don't think they're going to be ready because there's some other questions they had to figure out also. So I don't think so. And the retaining wall guys, they're changing something around. And Starbucks, he's always out of town. And so I don't anticipate it. No.
So I'm just suggesting that we not hold the meeting on the 18th if we don't have any presenters. If that's just a suggestion, I don't know how everybody else feels.
I'm fine with that. Anybody else have a comment on the committee?
Yeah, we can postpone it, and we'll follow up on the list.
Yes, I could
Of
be sending that out and people can be looking at that. Yeah,
On May 2nd.
yeah.
Any
Okay.
other opinions? Yes, no?
Doesn't seem like anybody cares one way or the other, so
If something comes up, you'll be letting us know.
yeah.
Okay. Then I guess I will adjourn the meeting at 7:48 PM.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you,
Thank you.
Cindy.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Betty.
everybody.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Talk
Thank
to you
you.
all
Bye.
later or
Okay, thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Happy
goodbye.
Bye.